this announcement will probably be the most exciting thing for consumers, even more so than a Tesla Model Y refresh, and maybe even more so than FSD Unsupervised updates. 2024 for Tesla has been prepping and cooking on a number of fronts, ahead of so many deliverables for a complete blowout of a year in 2025. As a Tesla owner and a fan, this is incredibly exciting because it could finally be the year that just shoots Tesla into the mainstream of popularity. But what are these feats that will make 2025 so special for Tesla, you may be saying? Well, in no particular order of significance, we have the Tesla Model Y refresh, the affordable models that Tesla guided to the first half of 2025, Cybertruck rear-wheel drive variants plus availability in more markets, Tesla supercharger speed increases from their new V4 cabinet design, and FSD updates to potentially unsupervised, and more Optimus updates to come. But what is the guidance and my expectations for Tesla in 2025? This is my video insights of what to look out for and my predictions of what to expect from Tesla in 2025. So if you like the sound of that, please can you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Right, let's get into this bad boy. First up, the Tesla Model Y refresh was actually rumoured around this time last year, and Tesla had to actually shoot down these rumours, even officially, on a number of different occasions because it simply was just overhyped and it wasn't being delivered. And this is partly why I actually bought my 2024 Tesla Model Y last year, knowing that this was going to be the case. But fast forward into 2025, the rumours are back, but there is a significant difference this time round. And it's a difference that I actually called out in advance before, and that is the consistent and repeated prototype sightings are a key indication of progress, but potentially implementation just based on what occurred prior to the refresh Tesla Model 3's refresh back in 2023. And there were no prototype sightings this time last year, so there is movement here for sure. And when combined with the recent finance offers and the recent strangely delayed delivery dates for some of the so-called current Model Y variants, it seems that we are closer than ever to this Project Juniper Tesla Model Y. I even seen a post to suggest that China could see it for their new year, which would be the end of January, but do take this with a pinch of salt. What's even more interesting to me about the refresh is a theory that the new refresh could actually be marginally bigger and more premium than ever before, particularly to make it more desirable against other incoming models, and to make a 7-seater option more practical than present. And naturally, just to manage your expectations, I'm not party to sort of any inside information here, as just touching on the other incoming new models, I also talked about one of the 2 new affordable Teslas that we know Tesla has guided for the first half of this year. And this will be a smaller Model Y-like vehicle, which will be more CUV type, for which the step up in quality and size of a refreshed Tesla Model Y will then help fit itself into the pricing strategies for both models. But before I move on to discussing these 2 new affordable Teslas, if you haven't got your hands on a current Model Y, if you're happy with the promotional offers available today, or you want to take advantage of the US tax credits while it's still available, don't forget to use a Tesla referral link before you buy. And I'll pop mine in the description of the video when the refreshed Tesla Model Y is announced and delivered, which could be anytime 2025 now, as it's currently rumoured. But the current Tesla Model Y gives certainty of what you are getting, and the finance deals, I suspect, they're not going to be near as advantageous as they are today for the new models when you can actually buy it. Moving on to the more affordable models, Elon Musk has already guided this for the first half of 2025. So that is any time now. This announcement right here, if executed to expectations, is going to create such a buzz. It will bring in so many first-time Tesla owners, not previously possible. And what we know about these affordable models is that it will be on the same production lines of the Model 3 and the Model Y today. So it's reasonable to expect different but similarities between the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y and these 2 new models. And I already mentioned that I expect a smaller Model Y to be similar to a CUV type vehicle, and that's going to be one of the 2 more affordable vehicles. But the other one seems to be a bit of a mystery, and it's not going to be the Cybercab with a steering wheel, as the plan for that is on a totally different assembly line, therefore it can't be the same. For which leads me to predict it will be maybe a smaller Model 3 style vehicle, in my mind possibly a Mercedes A-Class or VW Golf style, for which the European market will absolutely love. As Tesla's main priority with these vehicles will be affordability, we have to be honest that there will be compromises in design from today that will offer a clear step up to the Model 3 and the Model Y. However, the inclusion of the latest Hardware 4/AI 4 camera suite is going to be very much non-negotiable for Tesla. So in a nutshell, let's see if Tesla can deliver a $30,000 or a £30,000 smaller Tesla. Will they actually sacrifice much to achieve this? I expect so, but honestly speaking, this announcement will probably be the most exciting thing for consumers, even more so than a Tesla Model Y refresh, and maybe even more so than FSD Unsupervised updates. That may sound controversial, but here's the source. If the consumer doesn't get to try FSD, they probably won't believe its progress. But just getting their bum in the seat is going to be the perfect gateway to then them having a free FSD trial, which will convince them when the functionality is there. Then they will talk amongst their friends and their family, and Tesla then gets the FSD credit that they will deserve, which is why I think these vehicles will be the most exciting thing for 2025. But there's still plenty more. For which we can't talk about 2025 without full self-driving progress, can we? As 2024 saw the progress from V12 to V13, there is a likelihood of Tesla robotaxis, and they do actually begin to roll out in 2025 to California and Texas, for which we could see consumers like yourself tell our friends to download the Tesla app to access the ride-hailing capabilities for the very first time. And with the first trials being in Texas and California, it will be the very first time that we actually get Tesla's proof of concept of how this whole robotaxi thing will play out and what needs to be approved upon. But if that progresses as intended, us folk in Europe and China could finally see FSD Supervised if the regs allow it from Q1 2025, even if it's going to be delayed by maybe a quarter or two. I'd still take it. But Tesla guiding 2025 for it to be in place is good to know that Tesla's actually going to be laying the groundwork in advance of the regs being in place. And once progress is set in stone in the US, surely it must be hard for regulators not to form regs that allow it to work on our shores, right? Time will tell, but 2025 could well be ready for it, finally. So, Adam, what's next? Well, the chalk or cheese vehicle of 2024, being the Tesla Cybertruck, is expected to see further enhancements, including the inclusion of the range extender for the very first time. But the biggest addition, or the one that consumers are probably looking forward to most, will be the introduction of the rear-wheel drive variant, thanks to its lower price point. And talking about the Cybertruck, I actually saw that it will now qualify for the US tax credits while the program is in place. So for those stateside, buying a Cybertruck is about to become more affordable than ever before. But can the rumours of it actually making its way to China become a reality? And if it can make it to China in 2025, can it then make its way to European shores? That's the question we'd all like the answer to, but perhaps we'll know a little bit more by the end of 2025, and if it's even going to be a possibility in the future. As almost a certainty with 2025 is that Tesla should solidify its practical driven AI approach, and not only from FSD's progress, but more so with the Optimus's progress too. And we saw its physical capabilities at the Robotaxi event not too long ago, even if it was teleoperated. But over the past few months, we'll keep seeing video updates of its real-time progress, and 2025 will see further gains, and maybe, just maybe, we'll get an event just dedicated to Optimus and what it can truly achieve in the short term, and when households can finally get their hold on one. Personally, I think we'll see these piloted with certain businesses before they are household capable, similar to the program Pepsi has with Tesla's Cybertruck, just to smooth out the kinks and get the data ahead of a more mass rollout. So whilst I wouldn't expect a release just yet, I'd be surprised if Optimus is released in some limited form, for which is why I think 2025 will be reserved just to progress and its abilities, and perhaps the design could well be then finalised. But all to be revealed at a dedicated event, maybe later in the year perhaps. So to conclude, we can expect 2025 to be a blowout year for Tesla, thanks to the new affordable models, the anticipated Model Y refresh coming to fruition, the Cybertruck rear-wheel drive model and its introduction into new markets, Tesla's FSD progress, and Tesla AI and Optimus progress for us all to see. I think it's fair to say that Tesla is not going to be lifting its foot off the pedal for 2025, and this is just what we know and what we anticipate. Tesla could very well have other new products and services up their sleeves. Will we also finally get to know why Tesla increased its supercharging speeds to 500 kilowatts at V4 superchargers with their new V4 cabinets? Will older Teslas benefit from this increase maybe? Well, only time will tell, and thankfully we get to live it all out, all this progress in real time. So here's to 2025, and for whatever it brings. I'm certainly going to be here for all of it, so don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, share the video with any friends or family that may find the video beneficial or interesting maybe. Don't forget to check out the links in the video description too. You folks have been great, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.